Can you hear me?
Hey, Thresa, how are you?
Good.
Yes, I can. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. We are on time. Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Faz. I'm your friend on Facebook. And today we are starting a new show because we are going through this crisis situation where everybody is frustrated, confused, depressed. So we need a little bit time out. As a coach, it's my duty to get my team on side and give a little time out so we can re-strategize, re-energize ourselves to walk through this crisis. And to do that, I'm inviting all my team players one by one. You will see me every week, few times a week, and we are going to talk about the crisis so we can understand how to handle it and how to pursue that. Today, I have a special guest. She's a good friend of mine. She's a professor of psychology. She's a certified coach, trainer, and a keynote speaker. And she's very inspiring. So I decided to bring her first. So let me welcome my friend, Professor Thresa Agnastelli. Welcome, Thresa, to our show.
Well, good afternoon, Dr. Foz. I am truly honored to be here. I didn't realize I was your first guest. Well, that's frightening to me, but all the same, I'm very honored to be here. I can say the same about you. You're very inspirational.
Okay. So let's start. Thresa, we start from, tell me a little bit about your background. Where did you born and how you got your education and all that. So then we'll go from there. So give us a little bit your background.
Okay, so I am a Philadelphia native, South Philadelphia born. The family moved to the suburban part of Philadelphia when I was little. So I'm still part of the greater Philadelphia area. And I have been in the field of mental health for almost 2 decades. Teaching resiliency skills to leaders and business owners based on psychology, sociology, and can you hear me?
No. Yeah, I can. Yeah, you're good.
Yep. So yes, I have been working with people in my own counseling agency. And so now I'm excited to be expanding my services to coaching and speaking and training. And it's my desire to help people grow and change to optimize their full potential and help them overcome challenges so that they can get from here to there.
Okay, so where did you get your education?
I went to Widener University.
Oh, great. So, like you said, you have been doing this for a couple decades. So, and specifically, you use that word resiliency. Can you elaborate that? What do you mean by that?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, when we're born, we get connected to the caregiver that we are connected to. So, studies has proven, psychology, sociology has proven that by the age of 2 or 3, you have acquired a set of beliefs. And those beliefs carry through your childhood, adulthood, relationships, working. When people go through challenges, they either learn the ability to adapt, which is resilience, or they do not, and they continually become a victim of their circumstances. So to me, resiliency is simply put the ability to overcome challenges with a mental toughness. And unfortunately, we don't all learn the ability to adapt to our circumstances. And so in challenges, we are forced to either learn, grow, adapt, or we fail and we don't succeed.
Awesome. So, were you an introverted or extroverted when you were a child?
I was very introverted. I grew up a very shy little girl. I was the youngest of four.
Mm-hmm.
We were a very conservative, middle socioeconomic household. Both parents, actually parents still today, married 65 years.
Wow.
So we learned to go through whatever we had to go through and make it work. But I was very introverted, did not like to speak in groups, was very lacking in self-esteem. It's kind of like a square peg in a round hole.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you think now? What's the change from childhood to now? Are you now extroverted?
So I was learning as I was growing. When I was 26 years old, I was a stay-at-home mom. My husband developed a pulmonary embolism and died 9 days later.
Sorry to hear that. Mm-hmm.
I found myself suddenly a single mother, a widow. I had no job, little skills, and just a high school education. So over the years, with significant other setbacks, which I won't go into today, but I learned the skills of resiliency through what I experienced, and over time started helping others and found there were certain patterns of behaviors psychologically that kept people stuck. And so I started honing in on those skills as a counselor, coach, and psychotherapist to be able to get people unstuck. And then with that, I was able to provide a curriculum to offer people to get them unstuck after they identified those patterns of behavior.
So let me ask you, why you picked the psychology? Why psychology?
I was very interested in the field of human behavior as I went through the challenges that I faced, finding that, you know, there just were certain patterns that I kept getting stuck in. And as I watched significant people in my life go through significant challenges, and some of them showed me the meaning of resilience, and I learned, and it led me to want to go deeper into helping others. So I decided that I would open a private practice almost 20 years ago, and in that noticed myself changing and growing and adapting and teaching. I teach at a local university here in suburban Philadelphia. So I was able to bring my curriculum to the school, and I found over the years that needing a higher level of education helped with credibility. I became a John Maxwell team coach, speaker, and trainer. And it has helped me to come out of my comfort zone. And I would say that right now I'm very extroverted.
That's great. Let me ask you this. What was the biggest obstacle you faced and how did you overcome on it?
I think the biggest obstacle that I faced was when I lost my husband and had little resources. I had to move out of the area that I was living in the Pocono Mountains, and I moved back to the suburban area of Philadelphia to get healthy. And I needed the support of my family and friends. And that is probably the biggest challenge, was to have to pick up and move my son and my life and start all over again from scratch.
Wow. How old is your son?
37.
Wow. What does he do?
He's a police officer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh, so you raised your kid very well.
I
Definitely.
I did.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about your roadblocks in your life. What kind of roadblocks you had?
My roadblocks were basically a culmination of trauma through significant challenges, losses, and experiences, and my negative mindset. I had very limited beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because of my conservative upbringing, I always felt that I didn't measure up to the people around me. Um, I always abide by rules. I was very rules oriented. So for me to step out of that was frightening to me. So I always stayed in line. I had limited beliefs that I had to be like, I had to be online, and I couldn't think for myself. And over the years, those patterns became very evident. So as I determined my patterns that were keeping me stuck, I was able to help others identify where they were stuck. And then
But
over time, I began being asked to speak and to teach, and I used those opportunities to grow and develop.
no, the reason I'm asking these questions because everybody is depressed, confused, and they are feeling like this is the end of the world. But in my opinion, I think that we are birthing a new future. So we have to be optimistic. So I want to show them that how people went through in their personal life, how many challenges, and this is one of them, and we will go through and we'll walk through together.
Right.
So that's the reason I was asking some roadblock questions. Tell me about the best moments of your life.
I think the best moments of my life are, well, I think a lot of best moments of my life. I have a fabulous career. I have a lovely family. I have three beautiful grandchildren.
Wow.
I still have my parents with me. They live right around the corner. I have people speaking into my life. You know what, Dr. Foz? That's a great question, because there are people that I ask, what are your best moments? And they can't tell me. So again, it's a mindset.
Yes.
You choose the best moments.
No, you have to cherish those and you have to enjoy when you talk about, and I can feel at your face, which is a good thing. Tell me, if you have given another chance, do you think you will consider another profession?
Yes, I always wanted to be a singer. So
Wow.
that would be what I would do. I would pick my guitar back up and I would reopen my little studio that I had many, many years ago in my basement,
Mhm.
and I would sing.
Okay, that's a great. So tell me, and if you have given another chance to live, how would you do different in your life like you did now?
That's a great question, Dr. Foz. I don't think I would do anything different. I think that I have become who I am through the things that I went through. And if I weren't who I am today, I wouldn't be here with you. And I wouldn't be able to help the people that I've helped over the years, and I'm continuing to help. So I don't think I would change anything. I'm grateful to have learned what I've learned um, through the experiences that I've experienced.
Okay, Professor, what's the most common reason for people failing or giving up?
I think the most common thing for people to feel that they want to give up is they have no hope. So I find that when you have a hopeless feeling, to me that is a lack of belief in yourself and a lack of belief in maybe God or your higher power or your inner source, and a lack of belief in mankind.
Yeah, we need a lot of hope, specifically in this special situation which we are going through. And but
Yeah.
but as a psychologist, as a counselor, what do you think? how much it's affecting nowadays people in terms of their mental conditions.
Are you referring to the global crisis?
Yes,
So
currently.
that's a great question. I have seen a very a very large uptick on stress, depression, anxiety, and I believe there's several reasons. I think that our mass media is causing fear unnecessarily. I believe that what we see on the news and read in articles and on social media is frightening people. And
Mm-hmm.
when you operate out of fear, it can paralyze you mentally. So
Yeah.
that's what I think is people are getting paralyzed mentally.
Mm-hmm. So, do you think that we are going to have a lot more suicidal attempts or depression cases in near future?
Not if I can help it. I think that if people continue to reach out, we'll
Mm-hmm.
get through this. Listen, I'm a firm believer. I'm telling people every day, if you are able to develop the resiliency factor in your life, overcoming the challenges with a mental toughness, you will make it. You need to continue to keep your mindset healthy. One of the things that I had heard something the other day, and I did a little teaching on it, was the dead end mindset. And the dead end mindset is actually keeping a negative accounting system based on your experiences that were negative, and then attaching those negative experiences and that negative accounting system to your self-worth. And when we start keeping a negative accounting system on everything that's going on around us and attach it to our self-worth, it can cause us to get in what I call the dead end mindset. And
Mm-hmm.
negative thinking always leads to negative results.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always going to lead you to a dead end.
So, what would you suggest right now in this specific crisis while people are looking some help socially and mentally as well as financially, which it's not our part of the job, but at least we can provide them mental and social help. So, what three tips for people to get rid of that depression or confusion?
Okay, that's a great question. Thank you for asking me. Three quick tips off the top of my head, which I've been sharing with people daily. Number one, limit the social media and the television and the news and the articles that are causing fear and anxiety. Instead, focus on the social media and the news and the articles that you're reading that are helping you feel better and more encouraged. That's number one. Limit the negative social media stuff. Number two, focus on your body, mind, and spirit. I had heard a teaching that shared that in this time of global crisis, we now have to upgrade our social media sites, upgrade your website, upgrade your contact information. And I thought, well, why not upgrade our body, mind, and spirit? So upgrade body, mind, and spirit. If anyone's interested in learning a little more about that, they can reach out to me. Go for a walk. Quit eating junk food. Limit your calorie intake. That's for your body. For your mind, 20 minutes of meditation every morning. Quiet, focus on the beautiful nature, birds singing, sun shining, rain hitting against your window, whatever you can focus on for 20 minutes every morning. And spirit, I would say pray. Pray for our loved ones. Pray for our nation. Pray for our countries. Pray for our world. And then thirdly, I would say the number three tip, continue with your personal and professional development. Dr. Foz, I can't stress enough, as well as you know, for those of us who give up on personal and professional development or think we don't need it, when we come through this global crisis and we are trying to go back to some kind of new normal, for those who do not have personal and professional development, they will not survive. And I want to see people survive and thrive. So get personal and professional development now. If you don't have it, if you do have it, stay with it. Don't give up.
So when you say personal growth, what are the main things you consider, like reading or doing other stuff? How do you say that personal growth?
So personal growth is having a group of people in your life. First of all, I always say in a time of crisis or in a time of challenge, it's very important that you find somebody who's smarter than yourself, because nobody is a solopreneur, okay? So for personal and professional development, I think reading books of successful people and find someone that you believe you can model who is already successful.
Okay. And where to find those people?
Well, that's a great question. You can find them at the John Maxwell team coaching. There's many of us. I believe that the John C. Maxwell coaching mentorship, there are people who are ready, willing, and able to help. I also believe that you have people in your life that are right around you who are successful and who would love to help you get from here to there and help you. Whatever business you're in, there's somebody who's been there before you, who does it better and smarter, that you can learn from and model their success strategies.
So if somebody would like to go for that, how he can get started?
I would say reach out to you. You know lots of people. You're a coach. You're one of my coaches. You are a mentor to me. You are a business advisor. If it weren't for you, Dr. Foz, I wouldn't be here today on your show, and I wouldn't be experiencing the wonderful professional and personal development strategies that you have taught me, that I've been teaching others.
So thank you for your comments. I appreciate your compliments. So tell me a little bit about the current situation. How to handle socially. I mean, personally, you told us to grow and everything, but socially with other people, the negative people, how we have to behave as a counselor, what you would like to suggest?
Well, as a counselor and as a leader, I am continually checking up on people. I'm thinking outside of the box. I have to be creative now. I'm thinking outside of the box. So for me, Zoom calls have been great. Teleconference calls, people emailing me. I'm sending people articles, things to read. For people who are specifically feeling overwhelmed by this, I can help in creative ways. Now, personally, I am distancing myself from the negative people. And I hate to say that, folks, but social distancing doesn't mean that you have to give up on life. It means you have to be creative. And for me, being as social as I am now, not being able to be with people in a group setting, it's hard for me. I love speaking to audiences. I like speaking to people one-on-one. I love being in front of a person and talking with them face to face. So this is outside of my comfort zone, speaking to a screen. But I'm happy to do so, and I'm able to do so. But personally, I'm staying away from negative people who are going to cause my mindset to go down what I discussed earlier, the dead end mindset. So stay away from negative people.
Oh, that's a great idea. And what do you think at the end of this whole crisis, how the world is going to be, how it will be? Because it's not going to be the same. We all know that. So give a little your perspective. and how do you see the future?
I think the future is going to be brighter and better. One of the things as a leader, I would have to say that I've learned so well from the John Maxwell teachings. Right now, a leader is someone who is helping those he serves go through the crisis well. And that's what I'm doing. We're going to get through this. One of the things John also says is paint a brighter picture. We're going to get through this. We're not going to be the same. And again, if you're speaking from a business perspective, if you are not able to develop the skill of resiliency through this time by learning and modeling successful behaviors and coming out of a negative mindset, if you aren't able to do that, you're not going to come out of this strong. But for those who do continue to work on their body, mind, and spirit, personal and professional development, you will develop the skill of resiliency and you will come through this and you'll be strong. And it's an opportunity. Growth is growth. And we're all growing. We're having stretching pains, aren't we?
Yes, we do. So tell me a little bit about how people can reach you if they want to get some advice or counseling. Can you give us your telephone number or
Sure.
email or whatever you would like to for our audiences and viewers?
Yeah, I would love to do that. So my telephone number is 610-656-1424. And you can reach me at my email address, which is the letter T, Agostinelli, AGOSTINELLI 3 at Gmail, or reach out to Dr. Foz. He has my information. And what I'm very excited about, Dr. Foz, as you know, is I've put together a team of thought leaders, entrepreneurs, business owners for a virtual roundtable to discuss ways to lead through crisis and to stay relevant and influential in this time of social distancing. Because as you know, I believe that even though we're not doing business, we shouldn't be going out of business. So I'm doing that, and I'm going to be starting another round of those if anyone's interested in being a part of a 4-week, 1-hour Zoom call discussing leadership and how to stay relevant. You can join me in on that. That'll be starting again in about 2 or 3 more weeks.
How about your Tuesday show with Terry? I was watching yesterday.
Yes. Tuesdays with Terry and Thresa. Terry is another colleague of mine and a coach and a trainer, and we are doing a little bit of a lighthearted, entertaining, fact-filled teaching 45 minutes to share with you how to stay strong and how to do your best in these times. Dr. Foz, I have to tell you, for someone who was as shy as I was growing up, not really good at public speaking, had no desire to be a public speaker, suddenly finding myself throughout the social distancing more busy than ever. And it's amazing what learning the ability to be resilient and adapt to your surroundings, what it can do for you if you allow it to change you and grow you. So I'm happy to help.
Yeah, like you mentioned that you have a curriculum for the college, which you are teaching or you were teaching. Why you won't put that curriculum on Udemy or something like online courses so people can benefit out of that?
I could. That's maybe a next step. Right now I'm teaching undergrad students.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right now everything's kind of at a halt, so things have really come to a standstill. I I may look into doing that for next year.
Awesome. Yeah, because that will be our future. So everything is going to be on virtually, but rather than having a class.
Yeah, and I'm working on my book. That's another thing that's happening because of this downtime that we're having and the being stuck home. Working on a book that I've been trying to write with my
Wow.
curriculum in it.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about your book. What's going to be?
So the book is a little. It's my story of the challenges that I faced over many years and how I was able to learn to adapt and develop the skill of resiliency, like developing a muscle. I had to work at it. And as I found patterns of behavior, as I was helping people, coaching and counseling and caring for others, as I said earlier, I noticed a pattern of behaviors that kept people stuck, that they couldn't get past in business, in life, in relationships. And I put that in a curriculum form. It's a two-step process, identifying where you're stuck and how to get out of that. And I call it a grid system. It's based on finding your grid and filling in your grid. And grid is an acronym as well for getting unstuck and optimizing your potential and leveraging your talent and your time to become successful.
Awesome. Yeah, I love to read that. I can't wait. No, but what are other future plans you have as per we are going through this coronavirus thing?
Well, I think, Dr. Foz, I think like you, I'd like to start doing a little bit more Zoom calls. I'd like to do some leadership roundtables in the virtual settings. I would like to start offering the opportunity for more people to become part of the groups that I'm doing virtually, and hopefully be able, once we come through all of this, which we will.
Yes.
When I didn't say if.
We will.
Once we come through this, we're going to be stronger, and I would like to be able to offer my services to help add value to wellness companies and organizations who need to have stronger, better teams and would like to have stronger, better managers.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great, and it's going to be the main requirement after these crises. So
yeah,
that makes it definitely a good perspective for future. What are other things we can do online apart from your roundtable? I mean, like, can we do some teaching through those virtual classes or something? Right now, while people are sitting at home, and most of the people, they are stuck with those media things and all that because they have nothing else to do. So it's our job as a coach, as a speaker, as a trainers, we can keep them engaged doing some positive stuff.
Yeah.
So what would you like to suggest so we can start online so people can get a little bit engaged with us rather than engaging themselves with the negative media?
Well, I would suggest reaching out to you or me or to the guests that you have on to see if they're offering anything. I would be happy to do something with you. A roundtable, virtual roundtable, or a teleconference call. I mean, I was on this morning with Christian from 9 to 12.
Me too.
It was amazing. Learned so much, and that's where I gained some nuggets of truth today from him that were life-changing.
Of course.
So I mean, I would say that if people want to join the John Maxwell team, do so today. But I don't know, what are some things you're doing, Dr. Foz, because you've been all over.
I've been trying to reach out as much as I can. I think that this is an opportunity for myself which I think because I have now, first time I feel like I have a little time to catch up things which I couldn't do in last years and years. And as well as I'm right now focusing on my networking because this is the best time I can reach out to anyone and everybody is available at home. So they have no excuse that I was not there. So I can leave a message, they can call me back, or I can do like video calls. So in this way, I'm trying to catch up and I'm building my network as big, and it's working very well.
Yeah.
And then I'm doing all these couple like shows, and also almost every day I am on 3 or 4 interview calls and all that. So which keeps me busy. Actually, I'm working more hours than usual, but I enjoy it because I love what I do and I do what I love. So I don't feel like I'm working. So,
Yeah.
but the only problem is I'm gaining weight because I'm
Right.
sitting.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's how I'm keeping myself busy. I'm trying to reach out. I'm trying to convey a message that how we are going to overcome on these crises and trying to give a hope and trying to ask them to dream and dream big. While you have to dream, you're sleeping nowadays too much. So dream big. So
Yeah.
when you wake up after these crises, so you got something to accomplish. That's
Yeah.
all I'm doing.
And I think that that's one thing you're really good at is helping people identify goals.
Hmm.
If people are struggling right now, I think one of the words coming to my mind is routine.
Hmm.
I know that my routine is very off, so I've had to come up with a whole new routine.
Yeah, everybody is definitely off of usuals, but now it's a new norm, so we have to go through these new norms. So I'm trying to explain people that if you are ready, then you don't have to get ready when time comes. So just
Yep.
be ready. Just be ready now and start making yourself ready and always go and think about like John Maxwell, my guru and your guru too. He told us that we are doing all our life only 2 things. Either we are repairing or preparing. So if you program yourself today right, you don't have to repair tomorrow like most of the people are still repairing from yesterday. So let's get ahead of everyone. We are going globally in through this crisis. So make yourself ready for tomorrow rather than repairing for yesterday. Forget it. Whatever is gone is gone.
Yeah.
Let's go for future and make yourself ready. So when we go through this, and we will be ready, and we will be having a lot better future than which we expected before this crisis.
Yeah,
So
I think you're right. For leaders, especially leaders, should not find themselves stuck, because as leaders, we should always be ready to be ready. And when we find ourselves in a time of crisis or challenge, we should already be ready, just like you said. So for those who weren't ready,
mhm.
when we come out of this, you're still not going to be ready.
Yes.
So get working on it.
No,
call
that's the goal.
call Dr. Foz.
Yeah,
Call me. We'll get you ready.
sure. All right. So now we got last couple minutes. I would like to ask you if you have any message for everyone who's watching us and who's going to watch later on. Any message you would like to pass?
The message that I'm sharing with people is that, our world has experienced global crisis before. We're going to experience it again. We're going to be okay. We have to just work a little smarter, be a little more creative to somehow form a new normal, and be kind to one another. Um, there are some studies that are actually being proven right now that they're coming out with that have shown that the world is getting a little healthier. Water, some rivers, some lakes are cleaning themselves up. The carbon in the air has lessened. I mean, if you can look at this as an opportunity for nature to reset itself, that'll take you far. Just remember, it's a reset. We're all getting a wonderful opportunity to reset and be better.
Yeah, that's a great advice. And I would like to add on that just take more vitamin C and bring your immunity to the level so you can beat the corona. And we can. And it's just this again mindset, like you said earlier. It's all our mindset. If you think that you don't have an answer, you're the victim. But
Oh,
if you have an answer, you're the victor. So be a victor, not a victim, and we will beat this virus regardless, because God gave us this capability, and God is behind us, and God will give us this opportunity to overcome on that. Thank you very much, Professor Thresa, to have you on the show. I truly appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll connect again very soon. So keep yourself healthy, safe, and positive. Goodbye.
thank you, Dr. Foz. Goodbye, everybody. God bless you. Be safe. Be well.
Thank you.
Bye.